Welcome back to First Things First, live from Bourbon Street in beautiful New Orleans. Joining us live from the Superdome, the Fox NFL Sunday team celebrating their 31st year and 11th Super Bowl. Kurt, thanks for joining us. Hi, everybody. Kurt, can you start us off?
What's up?
What's up, Nick?
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
What makes a Super Bowl in New Orleans so special to you guys?
You know, I think that you got to remember the city's been around since the 1800s. It was Vegas before Vegas was Vegas. People came here to have a good time. You can walk around the city, and it still does that. That's what makes it such a great place to have a Super Bowl, because you can walk, you can eat, you can drink, you can have a good time.
It's the best food in the entire world, and I enjoy food.
Well, you food, I'm just still tripping at Kurt's talk about the parties. How are you living, Kurt?
I heard from people that say that you can do that. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
We did the Super Bowl down here after 9/11 too.
Yeah.
You know, which was pretty amazing. You two at halftime was maybe the most memorable halftime I've ever seen.
You know, my first Super Bowl was here at the old
Tulane Stadium,
which is
yeah.
the old
50 years ago
Sugar Bowl.
this year.
Yeah. And then Tom Brady's first victory was here, and I was able to present him with the trophy. So, yeah, it's good.
Fox's
memories
first
there.
Super Bowl was here in
Yeah.
96, season 97.
Special place.
Yeah.
Always lost here. But anyway.
Well, we're obviously thrilled to have you guys, and this is for everyone, but I'll ask Jimmy first. The Chiefs this year trying to go for a three-peat, defend a championship. We hear all the time about you get everyone's best shot. That's now 3 years in a row they've had to deal with that. How difficult is the season defending a championship? And luckily, we're talking to literally a panel of nothing but champions, so everyone can answer. But Jimmy, go first, please, if you don't mind.
Well, I think a couple of things. First of all, Terry had back-to-back a couple of times. We had back-to-back with the Cowboys, but things have changed with free agency. You look at it, for any football team, you've got to overcome injuries. You've got to keep your key players healthy. But with free agency, you have to almost rebuild your team every single year, and I think it's a credit to Kansas City and to Philadelphia. They were here, a couple of years ago, and so for them to stay at that level of play with free agency, I think it's a credit to the organization.
I think one of the hardest things to do, and when it comes to repeat or a three-peat, is just making guys understand the commitment that it takes to get back, because you get guys who get really happy when they have success, and they're like, hey, we're good. And I think in some ways, Jimmy, free agency may help that, because you're getting in some talented guys who haven't won.
Right.
So you can say, this is the culture. We need to get back. You still have that fresh blood and those guys with that desire to make it back to the Super Bowl.
I think it was possibly their toughest year getting here, despite the record. All the injuries they had at wide receiver and the skill positions, the issues they had at offensive tackle, and they, the different styles that this team has kind of gotten to this game with. This is not the fireworks show from the first Super Bowl. This is, check downs, play great defense, and understand that we're great at the end of the game, and we're more poised than you are, and we're in situational football, we're better than you are, and we're comfortable with it.
Howie, I talked to Andy Reid, a couple of days ago, and he said every single week seemed like a heart stopper, because it came down to one score, and they won, just like you said, in so many different ways.
And in order to go back-to-back, you got to be able to reload as well, even if it's throughout the season. And, yes, you want to reload in the offseason, but throughout the season, the Kansas City Chiefs, they went and traded for DeAndre Hopkins. They also went and got Kareem Hunt, who was very familiar with the organization because he was on the team prior years before that. And then the Juju Smith-Schuster as well. They went out and got him after he had a down year with the Patriots for the last 2 years, and then revived his career once again. So you got to reload, reboot that offense, and regain that energy, and that's what the Kansas City Chiefs have been doing.
The hardest thing, I tried it twice. The thing that's so great about Kansas City, they're the only one. Tom Brady and your team, they didn't make it. Steelers and Bradshaw didn't make it. Mahomes and the Chiefs made it. So they're here. They're the closest that we're going to see. And emotionally, how they handle this is amazing to me, because it's draining.
It is.
People telling you how good you are, then they're saying, hey, you got to do it again. You got to three-peat. And you go, I don't want to hear three-peat. I just want to go and play. And you can never rest. You can never check out and go somewhere. It's always on your mind. And I know in Pittsburgh, back in the 70s, I know it's a long time ago, but the thing was, our team was the same team.
Yeah.
We couldn't reload. We had to draft everybody.
How do you reload with like 12 Hall of Famers?
But, you know,
You don't need to reload.
Now you go out and we lose Tyreek Hill. Oh, we got to go get a receiver, and they go out and they get them. Not a problem. It just costs a little money, but you can go and say you identify a weakness, and you go out and if it's on the market, you can get it.
The funny thing was the young Patrick Mahomes, that check down was like every time he threw it, it looked like he just bit into a lemon.
All right, guys, I'm going to take it to the other team, the Eagles. And, Michael, I want to start with you because you know something about Super Bowl upsets. So the bigger key, who is the bigger key to the Eagles pulling off the upset victory? Is it Saquon Barkley or Jalen Hurts?
I mean, Saquon is a big part. He's the reason that they're here, one of the main reasons that they're here. I think Jalen Hurts. I feel like the quarterback is always the most important guy on the field. He's the guy who touches the ball every offensive play. And, you know, that's why you. How many Super Bowls did you have, TB?
4 and should have had 9.
Roll them and throw roll them and throw them on the table like dice, baby. All 4 of those rings.
There you go.
But I think it's Jalen Hurts. I mean, if they're going to stack the box to try to stop Saquon Barkley, if they do that, you're going to have to throw the ball. Jalen Hurts has done a great job of not turning the ball over. He has great receivers in Brown and Smith, a great tight end. I think Jalen Hurts is definitely, without a doubt, the most important player on the offense for this game.
Go back to the last time they played in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. We were there for that game.
Yep.
Who was the MVP of the game? It was Jalen Hurts, who threw for over 300 yards. I mean, this guy
Which game did you watch?
Well, he didn't win the Super Bowl.
It was Patrick Mahomes.
No. You didn't listen to what I had to say.
He
some
should have
things
been.
just don't change up here. Jalen Hurts would have been.
Okay.
Did you not?
forgot
That's what I
would
said.
have been is 3 key words.
See, throw that wood in there.
Yeah, that was important.
Yeah, that's
Hey, this is just a sample of what you're going to get Sunday.
Before you guys go to my dear friend and poker partner, Gronk. And Gronk, credit to you. Hard working this week. I haven't seen any of the games anywhere. Maybe we can talk after the show. I don't know if you saw Mahomes' spike, but it was probably the worst moment of his career. And he said afterwards that he's never going to try it again. You obviously are the apex predator of spiking. What did he do wrong from a mechanic standpoint, and what does he need to do to improve?
I loved what Mahomes was trying to do, though. He was winding up, and that's how you get the most power in a Gronk spike, is you got to do the wind up and just get your hips into it as well. But the thing is that it was really cold out there, and you got to get a firm grip of the football if you want to really bring all the power behind the spike. And he didn't have that firm grip, and it slipped out of his hands when he was in that wind up. So this time around, he's in a dome, so I'm sure he's going to have that grip. He's going to be fine. So if he scores a touchdown on a run, he can Gronk spike that ball with all his power.
If you're not careful when you spike it, and if you hit it on the point, it will come back and kick you right in the face. Right, Gronk?
That happens sometimes.
Yes, it does.
But
It's happened to me before.
It also happens that it helped to have catcher's mitts in his hands. That helps, too, to hold the ball.
It definitely helps
All right,
out.
thank you, guys. Coverage begins at 1.
Thanks, fellas.
Best of the
Thank you.
business.
See you guys.
We'll see you on Sunday. Enjoy the game.
All right,
Thank you. You too.
These guys are the absolute best.
The best.
The best.
The absolute best.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.